Hello, this is the video regarding Electricity Act 2003. There are total 185 sections divided into 18 categories. So let's start with the part 1, which includes section 1 and 2. Section 1 says that this Electricity Act is extended all over the India except in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Section second contains many definitions, so we are going to see some of important definitions. One of that is nothing but the area of supply. Area of supply is nothing but a particular or specific area where distributed license is authorized to supply electricity. Appropriate commission is second point. In this appropriates commission, there are three sections again. One is nothing but Central Regulatory Commission, second is State Regulatory Commission, and third one is a Joint Commission. So these three commissions are important under appropriate commission. Now next we are going to see is appropriate government. Now appropriate government is again divided into two categories. One is central government and other is state government. So let's see what comes under central government. So there are four categories under central government you can treat. First is nothing but any generating company which is partially or fully generating electricity comes under central government. Second is interstate contract, that is nothing but, for example, between two states like Rajasthan and Bihar, if there is any contract regarding generation transmission of electricity, then this interstate contract comes under central government. And third one is nothing but NLDC and RLDC. NLDC is National Load Dispatch Center, while RLDC is Regional Load Dispatch Center. Both comes under central government. And next definition is of work. Work contains all the things regarding distribution, transmission of or supply for public, which may include electrical lines, buildings, plants, machinery, apparatus, etc. So just keep in mind everything related to distribution and transmission that comes under this work. Next is grid. Grid is nothing but an interconnected network for distribution of electricity from producer to consumer. Now next is grid code. Grid code is nothing but technical specification regarding what? Regarding safety or security or proper economical functioning of our electrical system. Interstate transmission. Now interstate transmission is a system for transmission of electricity from one state to another state through authorized area. While interstate transmission system is any system for transmission of electricity within the area of state. So this is the difference between interstate transmission and intrastate transmission. In interstate transmission, one state to another state transmission is there, and in intrastate transmission, within the area of state transmission is there. Next we are going to see license. License is granted under section 14. So this section 14 you have to remember regarding the license. So all the rules under section 14 are required to get a license. So license is a printed form where licensee is a holder of license, a person whose license is granted, that is nothing but permission is given. Next term is wheeling. Wheeling is the transfer of electricity from one balancing authority to other. Next one is a distribution licensee. Distribution licensee is permission granted to consumer in his area to operate or maintain distribution system for supply of electricity. Now what is distribution system? Distribution system is a part of electric system after transmission system to deliver electricity to end user. So these are some important terms from section 2nd. Here is the end of part 1. Now we'll move towards the part 2nd. Part 2nd includes section 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's move towards the section 3. Section 3 is about National Electricity Plan and Policies. According to this policy, central government should publish his National Electricity Plan time to time. Second, it says that central government, by consulting with state government, should review and revise this National Electricity Policy and Plan. And last one, it says that government should notify this plan once in a 5 years. So this draft of National Electricity Plan and Policy should be published, consisting of suggestions and objections from licensee. So the third section tells us about national electricity plans and policies and how it should be published on time to time. Next, section 4 is national policy on standalone system for rural area and non-conventional energy system. So this section allows remote areas to permit standalone system which may include renewable energy sources or non-conventional energy sources by consulting with state government with respect to central government. Means both the government, central and state government by mutual consent permitting standalone system in remote area. Next, section 5 includes national policy on electrification and local distribution in rural area. So this policy includes rural electrification, bulk power purchase and management on local distribution. So these three things you can say regarding section 5. Next section is section 6, joint responsibility of state government and central government in rural electrification. So this sixth section is regarding rural electrification only. Means both the government, central and state, are giving importance or making sure that electricity should reach in remote areas. So under this section, government is taking care whether the electricity is reaching to such remote areas or not. Next is part 3, section 7, which includes generating company and requirement for setting up generating station. This includes reference of section 73, means without having any license, company can establish, operate or maintain generating station. But one thing is necessary here regarding section 73, whatever the rules and regulation must be followed or put together by this generating company to maintain, operate or establish a generating station. Section 8. Section 8 is hydroelectric generation. If any company or generating company planning to set up a hydroelectric station requires to submit agreement to authority. This section tells us about any generating company with its capital expenditure. Some fixed amount from that capital expenditure can be spent on hydro generating power plants. How much should be a fixed expenditure from the capital expenditure is decided by central government. For example, suppose any generating company is having capital expenditure of 10 crore, then central government has a right to decide a fixed expenditure from this capital. That suppose if 10 cr is capital expenditure, government can decide 1 cr is a fixed expenditure that government can spend on hydro generating plants. So this is what section 8 says. Next, section 9. Section 9 is captive generation. So let's see first what is captive generation. Captive generation is a power plant generated by a person for his own energy consumption. That energy consumption can be for industrial purpose or commercial purpose. So the members who takes the benefit of supply of electricity from this captive generating plant through grid shall be regulated in same way as generating stations of company. Means though the captive generation plant is for own purpose use, it have to maintain or follow the rules and regulation decided for the normal generating companies. Now another important term regarding captive generating point is used as a dedicated transmission lines. Dedicated transmission line is nothing but electric supply line for point to point transmission. It is an electrical supply line for point to point transmission. So every person who is having captive generation plant can construct, maintain and operate his plant, and it is having the right to access for carrying electricity to his destination. Now this is section 10. Section 10 is duties of generating companies. So whatever are the duties or responsibilities for generating companies. Now this is the last section from part 3. This is section number 11, which gives directions for generating companies. So directions for generating companies are given by state government as well as central government. So generating companies have to follow these directions given by the government. Here is the end of part 3. In next video we are going to cover part 4, which includes section 12 to 24. Thank you.